Hey, we
Hey, what's good,
back.
y'all?
We in the
Yeah.
house.
We up in here. Y'all ready?
Welcome. You have just tuned in to Where is the Love? You can watch us on Roku. We on TV, y'all. We on
Good.
TV. We up in here.
This face belongs on the tube.
I love it. Again, welcome to Where is the Love? We are on TV right now while we are doing this show. We are on Roku, or you can tune in to Amazon Fire, and all you have to do is search POD TV. We are on POD Pod TV Network. That's where you can watch us right now while we're doing this show. You can also catch us on our YouTube channels, Love Misunderstood Institute, as well as Premier Fitness 0210. So you can catch the replays on those places. So again, welcome. You want to start, son?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Way ahead of myself. I am Stephanie Hawkenhall, and I am one of the hosts. And my handsome son, go ahead and introduce
uh,
yourself.
right. Adisa Karanja Malik, also known as Gene Williams, um, president accounted for.
All right. Let's get it. Let's make some stuff happen here. Um, if you want
So,
to go. Oh, also, you might be. I don't know if you're watching us on our YouTube channel or if you're watching on Facebook. Love Misunderstood Institute. That's also a place you can be watching us right now, um, or go back and look at the replay for as long as they allow it to be there.
and what about your LinkedIn?
LinkedIn. I got it on my personal page, Stephanie Hawkenhole. So, but the main place to go is YouTube. We're just those are the places that it's broadcasting right now while we're doing the show. And like I said, the replays can be there as well.
Right.
You want to tell them
I got.
about okay, our last
Yeah.
show.
All right. So on our last show, we talked about learning to receive love without fear. We discussed things like, or we did discuss things like, why is love hard to receive? Why love triggers fear, intensity versus safety, why people push love away, and learning to receive safely.
Yes. We're finishing where we left off on the last show. So, faith teaches us something powerful. God's love isn't transactional, it's not earned, it's given by Him, it's received by us. Learning to receive love from others often starts with believing God's love is safe. Let's talk about trust when it comes to love. Let's talk about it. What does somebody have to do to make you feel that their love is safe?
Right. So if love feels unfamiliar, you're not broken. If kindness makes you feel uncomfortable, that's healing in progress. Your capacity to receive love can grow, but at your pace.
Yes. So here's a few questions to reflect on this week. So, how do I typically respond? Ask yourself this. How do I typically respond when somebody offers me genuine care or support? That's one question. Number two, do I confuse emotional intensity with love? And where did I learn that? Number three, what would it look like to let love be safe instead of earned? Sometimes we feel like we gotta earn love right in order to get it, but we
Yeah.
don't. We don't have to earn love. especially when it's coming from God. It's already given. And so when in the world, dealing with people, when we don't feel like we have to work so hard for it or work for it at all, that it just comes naturally and you love me genuinely and authentically, then, it feels safe. But it don't feel safe when we arguing and fussing and fighting and bickering and going through all these unnecessary changes. I do that because I don't like all that fussing, arguing, and bickering and going back and forth. What is we really mad about? Not what are
Right.
we? What is we? What is
What
we?
is we?
What's
What is
really
we?
going on? Stop it! Stop it! All right,
Yeah,
let's
but like
move
going back to what you were saying though, like true unconditional love is not earned. It's given because of who you are and who you are to that person. If they truly love you, they
on. Right,
don't. There's no requirement. You have to fulfill these requirements before I give you love. That's a checklist. That's it's not how love operates. Love is either automatically there or something that's manufactured. So
right.
we're going for that genuine, deep, authentic love that allows us to be ourselves.
Yeah,
Wholly, even in our vulnerabilities.
yeah. And like the things that I said, like the bickering and arguing and being angry and upset and all of those negative things, that stuff keep us afraid of love. It keeps us
Right.
afraid of wanting to love. I don't want to put myself out there. I don't know what I'm going to get. So, I mean, and when you've experienced a lot of that, it's really hard to trust, that
Right.
what you're giving me is genuine love. You're going to turn it on right now and then turn it off in a few minutes. I mean, I
Right.
don't know. That's what
Do
I'm
what you
used
want.
to. That's what'd you say?
No, I said, turn it off when you want to,
Yeah,
because basically you didn't get what you wanted. So,
right,
turn off your love, which means it's not
right,
real in the first place.
right. Take that mess and gone on with it.
You know what I'm saying? Going on with that fake love. You know what I
I thought I'd add that. I thought I'd be like Daddy. I thought I'd throw that in.
mean?
All right, so let's talk about emotional intensity. Go ahead,
Yeah.
son.
All right. So emotional intensity is depth, strength, and speed of emotional experiences. It's not just feeling something; it's feeling it deeply, quickly, and sometimes overwhelmingly. Now, in love, it can look like feeling deeply connected very quickly, strong reactions to perceived rejection or distance, passion that can shift into hurt, anger, or fear just as strongly, or a desire for closeness that feels urgent or consuming. So, to clarify things, emotional intensity isn't bad. It often means you have a deep capacity to love, feel, and connect. The challenge is when that intensity becomes unregulated and it starts to drive behavior instead of being guided by awareness.
Right. So here's how it shows up in love. When emotional intensity is unbalanced, love can start to feel like if I don't hear from you, something's wrong. I That's one thing. I feel everything so deeply, it's hard to stay grounded. That's another thing that lets you know that your emotional intensity is unbalanced. And then here's another one. I love hard, but I also hurt hard. So instead of love feeling safe and steady, it can feel like a roller coaster of closeness and fear. Don't nobody want that. But we're pointing out some things to help you understand about. I mean, we've had a lot of experiences ourselves with love, just like a lot of other people. And so we've been hurt a lot in love with the unbalancing. And you have to go back and watch, some of the last shows where we're talking about we're talking about love and things that has caused us to be afraid of love or to question love. What is real love and why we're feeling, to acknowledge why we're feeling the way that we're feeling. So go back and watch some of those shows. But that's our discussion here.
Yeah. All right, so here's how we address emotional intensity in a healthy and loving way. So this is where the transformation happens. Emotional intensity doesn't need to be shut down. It just needs to be guided, understood, and grounded.
Yep.
It's awesome to love someone deeply and you know through and through. But if it becomes like oppressive, then it's not a healthy thing.
Right.
Or if you're, I mean, in the oppressor could be just being constantly insecure. If you don't hear from a person one time, they don't text you right back, then you're cheating on me.
Yeah.
Or the other extreme, like if I don't hear from you, then I'm gonna do something. There's levels and layers to all of that. Emotional intensity as it pertains to love is a good thing when it's controlled. Um, so anyway, uh, so first we're gonna build awareness before reaction. So intensity speeds things up. Awareness slows things down because you're paying
Yeah.
attention and you're
Yep.
analyzing. So you ask yourself, what am I actually feeling right now? Is this the present moment or something deeper? Is this something? So and I could speak to this actually. Um, Danica and I had a really good conversation. I think it was Thursday. I can't remember now. Just about like how we both perceived the situation, and it was like we both had the same thought process and feeling on the opposite sides of the spectrum. And when we were able to talk about it, we realized that like we were feeling the same thing, just in the opposite, and we were able to come to a consensus that like what we perceived to be true in that moment was not true at all. You
Right.
know, and and so I brought that up because of the second point. Is this the present moment or something deeper? Like it was, so those feelings that we had was triggered by something that transpired in past relationships, and we had the fear that that was what was going on again. So in that moment when it was actually happening, we didn't have the I know for me, I didn't have the emotional bandwidth to talk about it because I didn't want to feel as if I was manipulating the situation.
Yeah.
um, so I just kind of stepped back and was kind of distant, and un, uh, I won't say unnecessarily. I was preserving myself, but we
Yeah.
were able to discuss it. We were able to discuss it later on, and it was a beautiful revelation for both of us, that we were actually thinking the same thing, just opposite sides of the spectrum. So you know, and that's the big thing. Like that pause is powerful. It separates feeling from reaction. So as
Yeah.
opposed to like a lot of people overreact when they feel triggered by something. They flip out because this is that. I'm not gonna have that no more. I'm not gonna have that. I'm not gonna have that no more. You're not gonna do this to me.
I just said that not too long ago, but go ahead, cause and
Oh man.
whoever I said it around, they was like, "Wow." I was like, "Yeah." I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not, no." So anyway, go ahead and finish. It's just funny, cause that's how we are. That's how we think. That's how we feel. So we're
Right.
guarding ourselves. But go ahead and finish what you were saying. And you
Yeah.
need to
So
look back at this video to see how you was looking.
oh, I already know. I was watching while I was doing it. That's why I was laughing because I could see myself doing it. It's like hilarious. I'm not gonna have it. You're not gonna be doing it to me. You're not gonna be okay. You're not gonna play with me like I'm not going back down that road. You understand me, girl? I'm not gonna have it. Okay, honey. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
Oh, that's
man.
funny. But that
Oh
is how
man.
we be feeling though. We be like,
Right.
nah, okay, hold on, partner. That this ain't
Right.
that.
Yeah. Right. We automatically want to go on the attack because we
Yep.
we again feel triggered by something that happened in the past that what we're dealing with currently feels similar to,
Yeah.
but it's not the same thing, and so we react like we would if it was that same thing.
Right.
And the beauty of the realization that emotional intensity is good, but being regulated, and then remembering in that moment, is this something that I'm actually dealing with right now, or is it something that was that triggered a past feeling or thought?
Right.
So that awareness is so important. Um, being what is it? Not being reactive. You know, contemplating the energy. Thinking about the situation, being aware of it, and then reacting in a way that you know allows exploration of where the person was when they did XYZ and where your mind was when you experienced XYZ, and then y'all coming to a consensus of
Yeah.
understanding, well, this is what I meant by what I did. And it could be something totally different from you. It's like, oh, I thought you were, you know, uh, trying to be, put me down or whatever be the case. And you
Yeah.
realize, nah, this is, it is whatever it was in that moment. But things, uh, being able to converse and being aware is majorly special when it comes to relationships of any kind, you
Yeah.
know, because everyone has a different perspective based off of their experiences.
Yeah.
So something that may be something this like non-consequential to you may be something of like, something that pulls this other person like out of line, because
Mm-hmm.
they feel like they have to protect themselves. It goes back to the fight or flight um, thought process. When you see or feel something that feels similar to an attack of some sort, we all have those, that reaction. We either fight, flight, or freeze.
Yep.
Those are the so
And you know what? I want to say this. I'm so proud of y'all. Um, uh, how can I say it? I'm so proud of where y'all are in your marriage, as opposed to I'm grateful that y'all have learned to work through things. And y'all, you have to go back to some of the other shows, a couple of the other shows, to understand exactly what I'm saying, because we're not going to go into that. But Jean talked about, how things were and the growth in their relationship now. Um, Adding to what he just said, um, they've learned to work through things. It wasn't, it's not like that when you first get together, because you still carrying baggage from the last relationship or the last relationships. And so you're easily hurt. And so, which is pretty much what he's talking about. But he went a little more in depth in the last show. So, or I think it was 2 shows ago, actually. But anyway, so I just wanted to add that, just seeing the growth and hearing the growth of, okay, well, let's not, maybe let's not talk right now, but we got to get this together, because we got to move beyond this point. That's so big. So I just wanted to say that. You freezing? You with me?
yeah, I'm here. I was frozen
Okay.
earlier. I didn't hear the first part of what you said, but I came on the back end.
Yeah, I was just talking about what you said a couple shows ago, when you were talking about how things were, when y'all first got together, and how y'all were working through things from your past relationships,
Right.
and bringing that into, y'all's relationship, and how y'all learn how to work through that. So just adding to what you were just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, it's not easy. Like, we've all been through hell and high water, in our individual lives and our relationship lives, and but again, the beauty of it all is just the ability to sit back and talk about it and have like
Hmm.
candid conversations.
Right.
Like as long as you're able to be honest with a person that truly genuinely loves you, they will be like, okay, so I understand now why they did this, and they will adapt, and you do the same.
Right.
And that's what good relationships are about.
Yep.
make adapting. The next point, self-regulating. When you feel yourself about to wild out, you start taking deep breaths and you bring your heart rate down because your amygdala is producing the adrenaline in your body and chemically to make you
Yeah.
like want to rage out. "Ah!" But
Yep.
you take those deep breaths and you're able to calm yourself down and self-regulate, which again is the
Yep.
next one. I'm gonna let you hit that.
Yep. So I'm gonna go into that and talk about learning to self-regulate. Love should not be the place where we only go to be calmed. It should also be a place where we bring calmness. Bring it, give it.
Hey,
Tools
hey,
that help. Deep breathing, simple but powerful. Stepping away from before responding. Just pause. Um, Naming the emotion out loud. I feel overwhelmed right now. And this turns intensity into emotional intelligence.
yep. And our next major part is communicate without blame. So intensity often comes out as accusation when it's really a need underneath. So you would shift a statement like "you never" to "I feel" and "I need." So you're being specific about how you feel and what you need from that point going forward. So you
Yep.
you created again emotional intelligence. Now it's like this is how you can help me, you know,
Yep.
and, and vice versa. So, for example, I feel anxious when communication is inconsistent, and I need reassurance. That keeps love safe instead of defensive.
And it's funny that my life is in a place that I never thought it would be in. So the things that we're talking about right now are things that I was talking about on Thursday when I was doing my presentation at college,
Mm,
at the college. And it's, Love Misunderstood Institute is our nonprofit organization for those that don't know. And so we're talking about love being understood. So, and this organization is 7 years old. And so it's
right.
digging deep into um, what how love is supposed to look. It's misunderstood, and so that's why the organization was created because of things that we've experienced, and just thinking love was one way and misunderstanding. And we're not the only ones. So many people are that way, but to be looking at where we are now. So we've talked about the bullying, we've talked about the abuse, we've talked about uh, the hatefulness and the mistreatment. We taught about the different types of bullies. We talked about um, how to um, help yourself, how to become a better person. We've talked about things like that on our shows for the last 4 years. This show is 4 years old. So, for the last 4 years, those are things that we've been talking about, we've been educating about, we've given tips and tools on how to really love, one another. Well, the love is more now, but, we talked about compassion, we talked about kindness, we talked about treating others the way you want to be treated. We've talked about things like that to help you want to become a to help you first see the things that you're doing, acknowledge, okay, this is what I'm doing, or okay, this is what's happening, being honest with yourself and truthful with yourself. We've talked about those things, and so now we're, like I said, talking more about love and how it really looks, and being open to receiving it. Because if you've been rejected a lot and you've been torn down a lot, you've been bullied, you've been abused, you're not uh it's hard to receive love when it's real, when it's genuine, when it comes to you. You like, you're on the defense. Okay, what's gonna happen when something, gonna jump off that ain't right? I'm just waiting because that's what I'm used to, that's what's been happening. So Now we're talking about, like I said, we're talking about love and what it really looks like and what it feels like. Here's some more tools. So, here's an example, and Gene may have said this. I feel anxious when communication. I don't think he did. I don't think he got to it. I feel anxious
Yeah.
when you did. Okay.
Hmm.
So, I'm gonna finish it. I feel anxious when communication is inconsistent, and I need reassurance. That keeps love safe instead of defensive. So now let's understand your emotional roots. A lot of intensity in love is tied to past experiences, unmet needs, abandonment, or inconsistency. So I know I'm gonna pause right here with that, but I know that a lot of us have experienced abandonment, in some type of relationship. Maybe in relationship with our parents, relationship with our siblings, relationship with somebody close to us that we thought would be there and expected to be there and thought would always be there. And so when we experience abandonment, we're lost. And so we're always, may always be looking for the next person that comes into our lives. It doesn't matter what kind of relationship it is, a working relationship, an intimate relationship. The relationship is not a certain type of relationship, but we're always looking for when are you going to abandon me? When are you going to
Yeah.
and so that's a tough place to be in. You want to add something to that?
Yeah. It goes back to, again, triggers. I think I know we talked about this a million times, but it goes
Hmm.
back to like the feelings of like a person being inconsistent would make you feel like they are like a past person. You begin to reflect how you reacted to those past things or how you wish you had, reacted to those things, which often causes um, like more trauma and anxiety and whatnot in the context of the relationship. That's why it's so important to be able to, like you said, articulate exactly what you're feeling and like not only present the problem but also present a solution. Like I
Yeah,
feel this way and I need this to feel safe. So that framework as it pertains to being emotionally intelligent is extremely important in the context of a relationship of any kind, business, romantic,
yeah,
familial, you know, so on and so forth.
yeah. So here's a couple questions for you to ask yourself too. Um, when it concerns unmet needs, abandonment, or inconsistency, ask yourself, where have I felt this before? So you're not just leaving it out there and just being defensive or attacking somebody unnecessarily. Another question to ask is, what am I afraid of losing right now? This isn't weakness, it's healing work. So asking those questions begins healing in you. It uh, creates that choice, or allows that choice to become a thing. I want to know why, so that I don't keep repeating this, so that this doesn't become a repetitive cycle.
Hmm.
So feel free to ask yourself questions and acknowledge, get to the root of it by asking, where did this come from? Where have I felt this before? What am I afraid of losing right now? Ask yourself those questions so you can get past whatever that feeling is that's uncomfortable or that's not healthy.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely important to have that those times. I do it every day at some point, generally right before bed. I have my moments of reflection where I like analyze the day. What happened to me, how I reacted to that. You know, and kind of setting a tone and a standard uh, for myself. Like to understand why I did what I did, why I felt what I felt, and how I reacted to those. those feelings and how I want to improve upon or maintain certain things. It's just important to have that time of personal, mental, and emotional inventory where you, like I said, you take stock for whatever happened in that day. You take the lesson. Um,
That's good.
so
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, it's like a mental and emotional journaling session every day, which
Yeah,
is vastly important because you need to. The first person, the most important knowledge that we could all have in our lives is knowledge of self.
yeah,
If you know and understand yourself, then you know and you understand what you bring into your life. You know what
yeah,
you attract. So that's why it's majorly important to get to know you first
yeah,
and foremost. Not trying to be like the Joneses or
yeah,
whoever else. You deep diving into you because you are a unique version of the creator of the all. So
yeah,
you were made uniquely,
yeah,
so that the ultimate source can explore different ways of being. And then since we all come from the same thing, that we all should be loving each other because really, like I am you, you are me. We're
yeah,
just different versions of that same thing.
yeah.
So, but that's my soapbox.
And then to add to what you just said, with the different versions, of yourself, when you see, when somebody, just a reminder, when something about somebody really gets on your nerves or really gets to you, gets under your skin,
Mhm.
however
Mhm.
you want to say it, that's for you because you're seeing a reflection of yourself.
Yep.
So that really gets on my nerves when you do this, or I don't like when you do that. So why is it that it bothers you so much? It's a reflection of you. So then you have to reflect back and say,
Hmm.
hey, what's going on in me? Why
Hmm.
is that? Why does that bother me so much? It's I see me outside of me.
Hmm.
So what
Yep.
needs to change? How does this need to be corrected? Because it's not
Right.
something that I like or it's not something that's pleasant to me. So
Right.
what do I need to change instead of you need to change, you need to
Right.
stop, you need
Right.
to no, it's
Hmm.
not pointing the finger because you got all
Right.
these fingers pointing back at you.
Right.
So it's to get yourself together. You seeing
Right.
something that's a reflection of you. So whatever's on the outside that's happening, you know, it's a reflection of you, a reflection of yourself. So
Yeah.
it's
I
it's
love that
it,
you said that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love
So
that you
so
said that. I
go
was
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so I listen to like Stoic philosophy as well. I listen to a lot of different stuff. I like to, you know, learn different things from different types of people, different mindsets. But one of the things I was listening to, I believe it was Friday, um, about Stoicism, like the things that you that really make you mad about other people like is a reflection of yourself. So it's amazing that you said that. You don't like corruption in people because maybe you feel like there's some corruption in you that you want to deal with.
Yeah,
Someone is always pulling the attention from everybody because maybe you want the attention. So so on and so forth. Like, but every interaction with another person is a reflection, especially those things like where you have those uh, big reactions to you know, is a reflection of parts of yourself that you may
yeah,
hide from, that you may not be aware of.
yeah,
So, and that going back to we talked about shadow work some time ago now, but
yeah,
that's part of that shadow of yourself that you haven't been recognizing, and now
yeah,
it's right there in front of you, glaring like, "Hey."
yeah. That's so true.
Yeah,
All right. So you want to move to the next part?
yeah. All right. So next, we're going to redefine love as steady, not just strong. So intensity can make us believe love has to feel big to be real. But healthy love is consistent, safe, grounded, and patient. Not just passionate, but peaceful. And I got to go back to a conversation that Danica and I had yesterday. We like one of the things that we love about our relationship in the state that it's in is that we have our disagreements, but even when we disagree, it's peaceful. It's not like we're screaming and going at each other. It's like, hey, I don't agree with that. I don't like that. Let's discuss it. And we may come to a realization that okay, we just have to agree to disagree, but be respectful and honor, you know, your other side,
Yep.
and we move on from there, understanding that. Um, yeah,
That's so awesome. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. So, the truth about emotional intensity and love, emotional intensity is not the problem. Unhealed intensity is. When it's understood and regulated, it becomes deep empathy, strong connection, passion with stability, love that is both powerful and safe. Safe love feels so good.
there's love. There's love. You can say that again.
Safe love feels good.
Glory. Yeah. Uh, so there's something important we haven't talked about yet. When love feels like too much, and what to do with that.
Yeah, what happens in the moment when love is offered, but your body reacts? Because people often say, I want love, but their body says, ooh, this feels like too much. And that reaction isn't rejection, it's protection.
Uh, okay.
Okay, he froze. So the body speaks before the mind. Sometimes love shows up and suddenly you feel tense. Your chest tightens. You feel the urge to pull back, joke it away, change
The
the
body keeps
subject.
score.
You cut out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let me finish this part, and then I want you to talk about the body keeps score. Uh,
Okay.
that doesn't mean the love is wrong. It means your nervous system hasn't caught up to your healing yet. So talk about the body keeps the score, and I thought about that after my presentation on Thursday because I was talking about, holding stuff in. When you hold stuff in and don't, and I was telling them, how we, you know, um, promote journaling, get it outside of you, talk to somebody about it, somebody you trust, journal it, write it down, call 988, talk to the person you can't see that you don't know, you
Right.
know.
Right. Right.
So, and then I was talking about, so when you hold stuff in, it causes diseases. And so you
Yeah.
end up with all of these different things happening in your body. And I didn't mention the body keeps the score, but it came to mind
Mhm.
afterwards. When I thought about, oh, I said this, but I didn't say that. And I'm like, I gotta hurry up and read that book because I've had it for a couple of years. But anyway, go ahead, give them something about the body keeps the score.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can't remember the name of the author, but the whole premise of it is that like when you hold in things that you're feeling without expressing them in a constructive way, then the negative impact it has on your body long term. And the more and more that you experience those things, the bigger the gravitational pull of that thing is. Um, and so, like you said, you if you have anger or sadness, if you have anything like that that holds on for a long time, your body literally creates a way of reacting that changes the physiology of your body,
Yeah,
like literally. That's where like things like cancer come from. They come from anger, they come from fear, they come from you know, you know, every the body keeps the score because literally it multiplies cells that mimic that which you're experiencing. So anytime anything along those lines comes to you, then you're going to have a reaction that makes that worse. um,
Yeah.
that's cancer, because
Yeah.
again, the immune system is built to protect you. But in situations of cancer and things like that, the immune system attacks the body, and that's because of unprocessed emotion.
Yeah.
So
That's good. Thank you for sharing that. Um, so y'all just know, um, your nervous system has to
mhm.
heal too. We have to. So let's move on to the next part, normalizing the pause, because this can go along with the journaling. That we were saying. You know, acknowledging. Instead of reacting. I can't think of the word now, but instead of reacting to something, just pause. Just pause, and then you can respond in a way that's helpful, in a way that's not negative. I'll just say that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's important to between things. Period. It's easy to have a knee-jerk reaction to something, but it's better and wiser and creates an environment of growth when you're able to pause and not like. It's easy to lash out. Someone attacks you, you do the same thing. You reflect the same thing back at them. But it
Yeah.
takes a wise person to step back and recognize first all what you felt from that action or that interaction, and then reflecting why they did what they did, and then how you want to reflect it back. We
Hmm.
choose our actions. We
Yep.
are the controllers of our actions. you know and it's best to take a step back and react in a calm manner, because you know the karma that you get, the reciprocity natural that you get, from your reaction when you took a step back and paused, and you acted from a place of calmness and peace, then you get that calmness and peace back in return.
Yeah.
May not be that particular interaction, but you get what you receive.
Yep. And boy, am I learning that. Am I really, really learning that?
Yes.
In so many ways, right now. So let's talk about normalizing the pause. Here's what people need permission to do. Pause. Give yourself permission to pause. It's okay. You don't have to respond. You don't have to react. Just pause. Take a few seconds or a few minutes, and so that you're responding with love, you're responding with kindness, with compassion, with empathy. We don't know what people are going through. We don't know. We're not around everybody every second of the day, even if we live with that person. So we don't know what has transpired when we weren't in their presence. We don't know what has transpired. Um, so it's important to be compassionate, be kind, be loving, and to just pause. So you don't have to feel guilty because you need to pause. Allow yourself to heal because you know you are not ready, but don't stay in that place. Don't stay in the place of pause. Move around. Pause for as long as you need to, but don't just stay there. You don't have to accept love perfectly, but just be open to receive it.
Right. Yeah, and you don't have to perform gratitude. Just embrace the love that you're offered in sincerity. Believe that everyone is not out to hurt you, and also know that love is available to you. You don't have to rush vulnerability. You're allowed to say, I need a moment.
Yep.
Love that's safe will respect your pace.
Yep. And if it ain't safe, if the love ain't safe, it's gonna rush you. It's gonna want you to do it how I want it. It's gonna allow. allow you to be controlled and bullied. So, yeah. So let's talk about receiving love in small doses. You want to talk about that, Gene?
All right. So sometimes healing looks like receiving love in pieces, a kind word without deflecting it, support without immediately returning the favor, sitting in silence without explaining yourself, and small moments that retrain the body.
Yeah. You want to add something to that?
Uh, yeah, just give yourself time to embrace love as you receive it. I mean, as it's given to you. Jeez. Um, and don't expect yourself to just, and don't expect anyone else to just be like, okay, well, you love me, I accept it. Hey, everybody got their time. It's like, I've experienced something like that before, and when I allow myself to be vulnerable with that person, then they took advantage of me. So thank you for that, and I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna chill in my space until I feel completely comfortable with that over there.
Yeah. You need to stand up for a minute.
No, it's itching.
Okay. Um, okay. So you want to talk about what healthy love sounds like, or you want me to do it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
So healthy love doesn't pressure. It doesn't demand access. It doesn't rush intimacy. It
Mm.
says, take your time. And that's how
Take your
trust is built.
time, young man.
Young man, Mama
Don't
used
you
to say,
rush to
rush
get
to
old.
get up. Mama used to say,
Live your life.
come on now. You saying that song to me so many times that like it's etched in my psyche.
And there was another one that I used to sing to you too and tell you all the time, and it was about love too. I can't remember what it was right now,
Right.
but hopefully it'll come to me before we finish here.
Yeah.
Live your life.
I actually heard that song the other day, and as soon as it came, I was like, I started singing the whole song. They were like, I was like, listen, man, my mom used to sing me that song all the time. And they bust out laughing. I kept singing, take your time, young man. Mama used to say, don't you
Don't
rush
you
to
rush to
get up.
get old. Mama used to
Mama used
say.
to say, live your
Y'all, this our show. We can do what we
life.
want to do.
Yeah, no. And can't nobody tell us no different. Now, what?
Oh my goodness. So here's what redefining strength could look like. For a long time, strength meant self reliance, not needing anyone. But healing redefines strength. Strength becomes allowing support without shame, receiving without proving worth. You ain't gotta prove yourself. You ain't gotta prove your worth. You be yourself, however that is, as long as you're not hurting nobody or trying to hurt anybody, and
Yeah,
people either receive you and love you or they don't.
right.
That was another part of my presentation. So, you know,
Mm,
I was talking about people pleasing. This is part of my life. This is how I was. And, I didn't like that place. And I was just telling Liddell and Jackie last night that, um, I'm done with that. People trying to control me. And I said, and I'm not angry. I'm just done. I'm just
right.
done.
Yep. You rather
So,
know I know.
yeah. So I'm so thankful and grateful that we are where we are in our minds now, concerning, things like that, because we allowed so much for so long.
Yep.
Um, you want to
Hoping
add
to be
something?
loved. Yeah,
Yep,
hoping to be loved. And that's exactly what we didn't get.
yep, yep.
Instead of love, we got control and
Right.
manipulation
We
and
we were
abuse.
vulnerable. Uh, And people can tell when you're vulnerable, and that's when they take advantage of you.
Right. And so I do want to say this: the vulnerability in itself is beautiful. Just don't be reckless with it.
Yeah,
You have to always guard your heart. You always have to watch out for people. And I mean,
yeah,
unfortunately, even in the context of a healthy relationship, it's like you have to stay vigilant to not allow yourself to fall into a trap of your vulnerability being used against you. You
yeah,
know, uh, and it's unfortunate because it would be beautiful to just be wide open. Even in the context of a committed relationship, but it's like I can give you, I mean, 90%, but 10% of me is still gonna be like,
yeah,
does what she said is it equal out to what she did? You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's still gotta be. And that's part of emotional intelligence.
yeah,
It's not a bad thing to question. You should question. You should always question. Always be on your toes. Always be aware,
yeah,
because things change. People change. People's minds change. So always be aware. But man, give love 100%. And
yep,
and don't expect it to come back the way it was given.
right,
Everyone acts out love differently.
yeah,
So again, that's part of what being aware is about. Recognizing or re-knowing that this person reacts this way or shows love this way, and it's different from the way I show it, or maybe the same, but maybe not at the same intensity. So just again adapt. Um,
yeah,
yeah, but you are worthy of love without being performative. You don't have to perform to gain or earn love. Love that is true is given freely.
yep, absolutely, absolutely. And when you get to that place in your life where you can relax and love and feel love, relax and give love and feel love and feel the peace that goes along with it, and the fear gone of what's gonna happen or what you're gonna do. We relaxing in this thing, we in this thing, and we are going to love, we're committed to loving each other, you know and this is anybody, we're committed to loving each other unconditionally, you
Mm.
know because that conditional love is dangerous,
Oh yeah,
and can be a horrible experience, to those that experience it.
right.
So, you want to add something else?
Yeah. Man, true love again has no conditions. It has no, well, if you don't do this, then I don't love you. Either you love me or you don't. And I,
Yep.
I usually don't like blanket statements like that are black and white, but to me that's one that's pretty much black and white. Either you truly love me and you adapt, or you don't love me at all and you just want, someone to control and manipulate. You want a marionette, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm good on that player.
Yeah.
I'm good on that.
um so we have covered a lot here, and I wish I could uh we've covered a lot. I don't even know what else to say. Yeah, we sorry.
Oh well,
What you gonna say, Mark? Help us
Actually,
out.
y'all covered a lot and covered a lot of things. I was actually just thinking about that, Gene, as y'all were talking about people and their wanting things for love and trying to claim that that's a form of love. Because I know that we talked about it on your show before that sometimes people will try to get this notion that you got to give them a certain amount of gifts, or you got to give them a certain amount of restaurant tickets or a certain amount of concerts, and that's actually manipulation.
right,
That's not actually love, as y'all were talking about on this show. But you do have some people out there that that's their way of claiming that they're loving you because they're like, you ain't giving me enough jewelry, or you ain't giving me enough tickets to the concert and everything like
right.
that. So
What have
that's
you
kind of
done
what
for me
we're
lately?
talking about. Huh?
He
What'd you say,
said, "What
Gene?
have
I
you
said, what have you
done?"
done for me lately?
Exactly. A lot of that, well, you done for me lately kind of attitude.
Right. Yeah,
And
that's not
and
love
that
at all, man.
right.
Yeah.
And that manipulation that you was just talking about, that's bullying. You trying to control me and do it a certain way. You trying to control me to think the way you want me to think, or think the way you think, or act the way you act. So you trying to control me. That manipulation is dangerous.
It's
Yeah.
very dangerous. It gets you in all kinds of trouble and everything like that. Because this day and time with all the catfishing going on, you've also got people that'll be like, you got to send me a this card or that card and everything like that because they're trying to manipulate you in order to give you some sort of reward, and you don't even know you the person might be in Timbuktu.
Right,
Ooh
exactly.
wee. I can't do
Yeah.
that social media thing. I mean, they've had so many. I don't even know what the dating sites are. But when you say catfishing, that's immediately where my mind go.
And that's what a
Right.
lot of it is. I mean, I'm sure that Gene is glad not to be in the game anymore because he's got his wife and a very content family and everything like that. So
Yes.
he's glad not to be in that game because I'm sure that as a musician, because I've got other friends that are musicians and entertainers, that when he was in the single space, there was a lot of people that were probably trying to manipulate him in different ways.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I'm very glad to not be in the game. And I'm glad that the woman that I'm married to believes me unconditionally, and she's also a musician, so she
Right.
understands. So
She un- she
I don't
understands
have
the
to like
game.
explain this stuff to her.
No, because
I'm
I've
sorry.
seen
What you
some
said?
crazy ones. I've seen some crazy ones. I even had somebody one time, Stephanie, say that speaking of manipulation, that they wanted to have somebody help them set up their business because they were in the salon business. So they wanted to go help them start a salon. And I'm going like, do you know how much salons cost? Salons is not a cheap business and
Right.
everything.
Oh my goodness.
No, at
Yeah.
all.
I mean, the
Well,
average
I'm
salon costs
single and I ain't in the game. I don't want to be in the social media in the social media, the dating, because you don't never know who. I mean, you see all these faces and they lying and saying they this and they that and using other people's pictures. Now, if I don't meet you face to face, then I don't trust none of that. So I haven't done that in
Right.
so many years.
I know that's right.
Um, yeah, I don't like that. I don't even trust it.
And
Yep.
rightfully so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it ain't safe.
Well, a
So
lot of things, sorry, a
go
lot of
ahead,
things
Mark.
ain't safe. A lot of things ain't safe because I've also seen some manipulation that y'all are talking about with the church folks as well. So I know that there can sometimes be some manipulation in the church houses also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's everywhere, man.
yeah. So let's we got 2 minutes. So I think this is where a lot of viewers realize they're not failing at love. They're learning it for the first time in a way that doesn't cost them themselves. So, and that's talking about the strength meant for self reliance, not needing anyone, healing, redefine strength. Strength becomes allowing support without shame, receiving without proving worth. And this is where faith becomes so grounding because God's love never overwhelms us. It invites and it waits. Something to think about, consider, and ask yourself. When someone offers me love or support, what does my body do? Ooh, we. And what might it be trying to protect me from? So
Yeah.
you want to close out, son?
Oh yeah. All right. So we thank each of you for joining us on another episode of Where's the Love. We send you lots of love and peace. Remember, receiving love takes courage, especially when you survived without it.
Also, remember, you don't have to rush the process. Love will meet you where you are. We'll see you next Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Until then, choose peace and love. Bye for now. See you next week.